Marvel fans, I absolutely had to make a video about all of these very interesting rumors and leaks for the coming She-Hulk show on Disney+.
Jennifer Walters for the defense, Your Honor. But you can call me the She-Hulk.
I was already excited for this show, but man, when you add in the possibility of Daredevil, of Abomination, of Hulk coming back and being trained, I mean, this is absolute insanity. Let's break all of it down and add some of that sweet, sweet speculation. What is up, everybody? It's Josh coming at you from Nerdventures Tower. As per usual, smash the like on this video if you are super excited for the She-Hulk show, and I've got to tell you that if you're not super excited for it, by the end of this video, you probably will be. Maybe not guaranteed, but I'm going to do my best. All right, here we go. So I saw some of this pop up on the Marvel Studios Spoilers subreddit. They did a massive spread of all kinds of leaks for different Marvel projects that are coming out there, but I wanted to touch on all of the She-Hulk stuff here because it is fascinating. So let's begin here. It talks about how Professor Hulk reverts to human form to give blood transfusion to Jennifer. Now, we knew the blood transfusion thing was going to be a real thing, but with him doing it in human form, that's pretty interesting. So he had to revert back in order to help his cousin. That's the catalyst for him doing that. Now, this next part is really interesting here. It says Banner struggles to transform to Hulk again, and Jennifer helps him relearn. Bruce and Jennifer fight in Hulk form as training, then get drinks at a bar. Bruce uses Hulk clap after Jennifer sucker punches him. This scene may have been cut. So let's stop for a second there and break all of that down. You've got Hulk and Banner re-separating, Bruce being in human form, which again, we do see in the Shang-Chi post-credit scene. That's pretty cool. There's also that green arm bracelet thing on his arm in that scene. Is that possibly something to help him or just part of the blood transfusion? Maybe he's holding all the gamma there so he can give the transfusion. Regardless, Jennifer looks to be getting the Hulk powers because of this blood transfusion, so it will save her life, but also add in the ability for her to Hulk out. Bruce, having performance issues again, can't transform back into Hulk, and we're sort of reverting back to that place in Infinity War after Hulk faces off with, Thanos, and he's not like coming back. Interesting place to take the character back to, and then she's going to help Bruce be able to Hulk out again. So that's really exciting. Like, it's cool to be getting Hulk back in general, getting the Savage version of Hulk, and we think that this new rumor of the World War Hulk movie that's coming is going to be possibly set up in some of the She-Hulk show. So there's always sort of this thing where I'm reading these things and I'm thinking about World War Hulk and like, how could this be happening? But if Hulk is again having issues with Banner, She-Hulk is going to be able to get Hulk to come out, and then they're going to train and practice and fight together. We're seeing more of an evolution of the Hulk character. It's going to be interesting to see how that could set up potential loss or anger or a frustration of Hulk to take him into this World War Hulk anger state. Now, they mentioned a scene where they're training together and then they go hang out at a bar. That sounds nuts to me. That could be really, really fun. Hulk on Hulk action seems really cool. A lot of opportunity for just incredible visuals. And if you're a big Hulk fan, like, that's the kind of stuff we're here for, man. Smashing.
I think it's gratuitous, but whatever.
But they do say that the scene could be cut, so I'm kind of interested in what's going on there. Are they going to pull back on the Hulk just to give She-Hulk more of the shine? What's the deal there? I hope we get plenty of Hulk action in the show. Regardless, exciting stuff for the future of that Hulk character, for the setup of the She-Hulk character, and a lot of just the Hulk pantheon of characters. Next, let's talk some villains. So we can read on here in the post, and it says that Tim Roth has a major role. Unknown if the time is split for Abomination and Emil Blonsky. He could just be being Abomination, or they could do some flashbacks or set up a scenario in which he can transform back and forth between Emil and Abomination. Not really sure if that's going to be the way they go with it. I'd actually prefer if he was just in the Abomination form. Because yeah, if you look here at Marvel's characters, it does say that he is permanently transformed into the green-skinned monster whose physical power is equivalent to, if not greater than that of the Hulk. While he was able to maintain his normal level of self-control and intelligence after his transformation, he is unable to return to human form. That doesn't necessarily rule out some Tim Tim Roth scenes. Perhaps we'd be getting something like a flashback to sort of explain where he arrives at this place as Abomination, but we do see Abomination also teased out in Shang-Chi, so likely maybe a tie-in there, an explanation there, and having a major role, that's really cool and exciting, man. Abomination's super fun. He was cool in Shang-Chi. Would love to see a bunch more of him. Now, getting back to the research board here, it does say that Jamila Jamil is Titania, and she's the main villain. This is something that's been talked about by a lot of other people out there. It's going to be really cool to see how that will work exactly, and she's likely going to be having epic fights with She-Hulk, maybe even fights with some of the other Hulk-like characters. So that is being established and also something I'm really excited to see. Now, moving forward, it does say that more actors, specifically 4 more actors, will do motion capture, not including main Hulk / Abomination / Titania. This matches up with the reports of the Wrecking Crew being involved. That is super fun, man. If you're a Hulk fan, you know who the Wrecking Crew is. It would be super cool to see them, especially with the Asgardian crowbar. I mean, I'm hoping that they go crazy with that sort of stuff. Have fun with this thing, man. She-Hulk is very... it's an interesting sort of fourth wall breaking character. I know there have been a lot of different iterations of the character throughout the comics and different ways they take it, but I say have fun with this. Do the Wrecking Crew. Let's get some crazy Wrecking Crew, Titania, Hulk, Abomination, and She-Hulk, all of them fighting together. I mean, dude, that would be nuts and super fun to see. Couple of other fun things here. William Hurt is in the series. That's good to hear. Some of us thought maybe William Hurt was going to be taken out of the MCU, not really be involved with like the Thunderbolts or even just anything MCU moving forward. If he's in the show, hopefully that's a sign that that's not the case and that he will have a lot to do and possibly still be somewhat in charge or involved with the Thunderbolts. It's also possible he may be the catalyst for why Banner comes back furious to do a World War Hulk scenario. Maybe there's still something going on there where he wants to get him off world or has some kind of a plan to eliminate Hulk. That could be really interesting. I know many of us want Red Hulk, and I'd love to see William Hurt as Red Hulk. Been craving it for a long time, so maybe we get a little tease out of that, and then that comes into play later in another MCU movie or project down the line. And then a couple of other things that are in here that are pretty freaking crazy to me. Number one, Betty Ross not returning. That's kind of a bummer, but you know, that's likely just like a contract thing with that actress. They do say that Charlie Cox will appear as Daredevil, different from the Netflix version. We've talked about this before. Many people believe that what's going on with that is you'll see him in the yellow and red suit as opposed to just the red suit, and that may well tie into Spider-Man No Way Home or something moving forward on that. Apparently, Charlie Cox is getting a lot of play in the MCU. He's going to pop up in a ton of different projects, getting a lot of work with Marvel Studios. That's really exciting. And just one more dope thing to add in to the freaking She-Hulk show. But if that wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen, another weird rumor that's not even really mentioned in this She-Hulk thing here, it's more at the end of this big post, is the idea of Jim Carrey being MODOK. Now, I talked about this before because this was on my radar months ago, but it looks to be more confirmed now than ever that Jim Carrey has signed a big contract with Marvel Studios and he will be MODOK, showing up in a ton of different projects. One of those projects may well be the She-Hulk show. And so you could see Jim Carrey's MODOK also be involved in this show, setting up maybe the intelligentsia of the path towards the Red Hulk with William Hurt. That would be absolutely fascinating. But I mean, just think about all the dope things we just talked about. Jim Carrey MODOK possibly showing up in the She-Hulk show. Freaking Charlie Cox Daredevil showing up in the She-Hulk show wearing a yellow and red costume. Insanity, okay? Titania, the Wrecking Crew, Abomination, Tim Roth having a major role throughout the show, and a big explanation of where Bruce Banner is at and his struggle with himself versus the Hulk. Guys, this show is going to be absolutely epic. We are hearing that the Moon Knight show is going to be mind-blowing as well. The She-Hulk show looks to be mind-blowing. And those OG shows that were first announced when he was making the big play at Disney+, you know, Feige's big moves, I think these two shows in particular, epic and setting up massive stuff for the MCU moving forward. So, dude, She-Hulk has shot high up on the list of hype for me. Want to know what you guys think about all these different things we talked about here and some of the speculation we threw in there. What do you think of She-Hulk? Where's your hype level now? And if you are excited for it now, smash the like on this video. Subscribe to this channel to see more of our content pop up in your recommended feed. And I highly, highly, highly recommend going to check out the live streaming channel, man. We do a ton of content over there. We broke down the Morbius trailer live. We broke down the Boba Fett trailer live. And I know some people in the comment section were like, but those are really long videos. You don't have to watch the whole stream. We do Q&A in the back half of each stream. Just watch the breakdown in like the beginning part of the stream. I'm telling you, it's a good time over there. You'll enjoy it if you come on by. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.